A stronger than expected jobs report out today. The U.S. adding 130,000 jobs in January, and the unemployment rate, that headline number, dropped down to 4.3%. Joining us now is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Mr. Secretary, welcome to you. Obviously, it's a good day for the Trump administration. Is this another boost for the Trump economic agenda?
Sandra, John, good to be with you. And look, this is what we've been setting the table for all of 2025. I've said that repeatedly. We put the necessary ingredients, policies into place, and now they're starting to pay off. And what's more impressive here is the number that you just gave is the total jobs. There were more than 170,000 private sector jobs, and there was about a 40,000 decrease in government jobs. So as I've been saying since this administration came into office, we are reprivatizing the economy.
Yeah, I just wanted to drill down on that just a little bit. We can put it up on the screen. 130,000 jobs created in total, 172,000 of those in the private sector, 42,000 job loss overall in government, 34,000 at the federal level. There are analyses that say that this is a real sign of growth here. You're shrinking the cost of the federal government while at the same time you're expanding the private sector. So what does that bode in terms of a projection for economic growth this year?
Well, I'm not going to go out with specific numbers, but I think we're going to have a very strong number for 2026 for the second quarter, third quarter. The numbers were about 4.1. We'll see where the fourth quarter comes in. But if the fourth quarter comes in around that level, we will have been about 3% for the year. And we are clearly accelerating from there. We've got very large foreign direct investment, and that showed up. We had a big increase in construction jobs, and everyone had been asking me for months, when are the manufacturing jobs going to appear? And I said, well, this is a matter of sequencing. Unlike in the financial markets where the transaction's instantaneous, that when a corporation decides to reshore, when a foreign corporation decides to build a new factory, there's planning, there's permitting, and now we're starting to see the groundbreaking. So first we're going to get the construction jobs. I would expect a continual pickup in construction, and then over the coming months, we will see a pickup in factory jobs.
Mr. Secretary, when I go down my economic sheet here, which I look at every single day, I see a lot of things that are just working. I mean, you have the American stock market at all-time highs, seemingly booming. You've got oil prices down, gas prices down. AAA continues to report that those are dropping for the American consumer. Inflation has slowed. What area of the economy do you worry the most about?
Well, look, Senator, what we're seeing, and my career on Wall Street for 35, 40 years, that what I've always seen is we are seeing now in the stock market a broadening out. The market had been led by some very big tech companies for several years, and now we are seeing the small cap indices do better. We're seeing regional banks, we're seeing cyclical indices do better. So I think that finally we are seeing the Wall Street is now telling you that Main Street is going to do better. And look, that's what our focus has been from day one. Wall Street's done better for years, for decades, and now it's time for Main Street to participate also.
Mr. Secretary, I'm always intrigued in watching your appearances on Capitol Hill, because to some degree, it's kind of like watching a UFC championship as the Democrats try to get under your skin and you get under theirs. Got a couple of examples I just want to pull up here. Let's listen in.
Oh, this is my time. I haven't asked you any more questions. I haven't asked you any more questions,
It's the gentleman from Massachusetts.
I'm trying to get to my next question.
Could you speak a little louder? I can't hear you. Mass unfettered immigration.
Mr. Chair, will you let him know that when I asked him
Tom does belong to the gentlewoman from California. 10 and 20 million immigrants
Can you
took
shut
up the
him
housing stock of working Americans, and can you maintain some level of dignity?
You could be forgiven, Mr. Secretary, for thinking that you actually enjoy the sparring.
Look, what I'd like to do is work well with members of Congress, members of the Senate. I had a Senate banking the next day, and Senator also Brooks, she didn't vote for my confirmation. We are different parties, but she came out and wanted to talk about areas of cooperation. We both want higher deposit insurance levels to help community banks. We both want to see the crypto legislation, the Clarity Act, get done. So, we don't have to agree, but I would just say, people were saying to me that that group you just showed was unhinged. I'm not sure they were ever hinged.
There's certainly some interesting exchanges there. Mr. Secretary, as far as the housing market is concerned, we just had Director Pulte on with us. There's still a lot of concern with Americans and home affordability and home ownership and the American dream. Back in November, I believe you labeled the housing market in a recession. Your biggest point was that interest rates need to come down to make home buying more affordable and to open up inventory to other Americans. Where is the housing market today, and what is your hope for the next few months?
President Trump is laser focused on the housing market, and things have gotten better. Last month, we hit a 3-year low in mortgage rates. The Fed, subsequent to, I believe, the appearance you were talking about, it was lowered rates twice. The 10-year yield is down. And importantly, as maybe Director Pulte mentioned, the spread between the Treasury bond and the mortgage rate has compressed. So that is helpful. We saw the affordability, or the amount of income needed to buy the average house, come down about 4%. And nationally, we're seeing rents come down. Now, the American dream is home ownership, but also the affordability is getting rental prices down so that people can save for a down payment.
Right. Mr. Secretary, I want to ask you about Iran, because the Treasury Department has been very involved in the situation going on there with sanctions. Recently, there was a run on one of the Iranian banks. It failed. You've said that the rats are jumping ship. The U.S. is involved in talks, negotiations with Iran now. Iran doesn't want to give up its ballistic missile program. It doesn't want to give up its malign support for actors or support for malign actors in the Middle East. How do you see this working all out? Is there going to be a negotiated settlement here, or is President Trump going to have to pull the trigger on another Midnight Hammer style operation?
Yeah, I'm not going to get out ahead of Special Envoy Witkoff. Prime Minister Netanyahu is over at the White House today. He and President Trump are having very detailed talks. And as always, President has an open mind. And as he said, he believes that he can get a much better deal from the Iranians now after Operation Midnight Hammer on June 22nd. But it's up to the Iranians. The president and Secretary Hegseth are moving military assets toward Iran, and they're going to have some decisions to make. What I will tell you is that the president last March gave me the order via Treasury to exert maximum pressure on the Iranians, and it worked. Someone asked me over the weekend, do sanctions work? And I can tell you what doesn't work. It was handing the Iranian regime, trying to buy them off with pallets of cash. What the Iranians understand is brute force, whether it's in the financial markets, whether it's on the military field. And at Treasury, we have exercised maximum pressure. We're continuing to do that. And there will be a point, if there is some kind of a change there, we are tracking the Iranian leadership, the money that they're sending around the world. And if we are called upon, we will recover it for the Iranian people.
Got it. As far as politics are concerned, we're in a midterm election year. All of this is going to matter. President Trump seems laser focused, to your point, on the housing market and the economy. I want to finish up with the words of Speaker Mike Johnson on what he says are the economic wins that are right now impacting the Republican Party for the midterms. Listen.
All the good feeling, the more opportunity, liberty, and security that they're experiencing, the better economic conditions, the more, job opportunities and increased wages and more money in their pocket, and no tax on tips and overtime, less taxes on seniors. We've got to make sure that everybody understands that is because of Republican policies, and that's our challenge, our task as we go forward into this midterm election year.
So considering it is a midterm election year, Mr. Secretary, how would you describe the position the Republican Party is in based on the economy heading toward the midterm election?
Sandra, I couldn't be more excited in the position we're going to be in, because I think we are in the acceleration phase of, as I said, setting the table for 25. And now I think 26, 27, 28 can be fantastic. So we're happy to campaign on the economy, but we've got to get the message out. I think we've got to be able to show the American people the president has done tax deals, peace deals, and trade deals. The tax deal, whether it's the full expensing for corporates, for both capital expenditure and factories, I think that's what's driving this CapEx boom. The trade deals are bringing money in from overseas like we've never seen before. And then and also with that, for people in their districts to know that the president of John Deere said that he's building 2 new factories, Indiana and North Carolina. The people in those states should know that that's because of the president's tariff policy. And then with the peace deals, I think we could see substantial decreases in the oil price with Venezuela, Iran, and if Russia, Ukraine gets solved, that's a lot more oil that gets unsanctioned by Treasury that can go into the market, and nothing helps consumers more than lower energy prices. So I think we're in a great spot.
Mr. Secretary, we're just about out of time, but if I could finish up quickly. We had Bill Pulte on earlier on the program, and I read a curious story that you and he were at some schwanky dinner the other night, and there's been a kind of a rivalry going on, and you're quoted in Politico as saying to him at this dinner, "Why the F are you talking to the president about me? F you. I'm going to punch you in your effing face." Now, I will say there is a rich history of Treasury secretaries getting involved in feuds with individuals, and you did appear to come out of this one much better than Alexander Hamilton did back in 1804. But what was that all about?
Well, John, I can tell you that was the last summer, and like all good teams, you can have a spat in the locker room, but when you get out on the field, you do the best. For your team, and for your fans, and we're both doing the best for the president and the American people.
Yeah, I mean, I should tell you what I said to John before we came to air today. I mean, it's...
Yeah, no, you don't want to air that out.
Mr. Treasury Secretary, it was wonderful to have you on the program today. Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time, sir. Hope you'll come back often.
Good to see both of them.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.